All right. We have got Shopify Rebellion's Byun in the top left of the map going for the low ground wall off that is picking up popularity. And that is going to be a 2-Rax Reaper opening. A great way to start here on Moondance. His opponent in the bottom right, though, going for a pull first. It's Team Envy's DRG. Dongray Gu, one of the most famous players of all time in StarCraft 2. Winning championships as far back as 10 years ago when Byun was but a baby gamer who was kind of, you know, getting into Code S, but wasn't really making any big waves there. And oh my god, Byun is going to go 3 racks? What in the hell? I mean, you do get a pretty big ledge where you can jump up. I think you can jump up there as well on this map. But there's not many areas to retreat to on the map. This is going to get wild very quickly. Overlord sees the multiple barracks. He knows what he's up against. He needs to get a gas sooner rather than later because you can't cover all this space with spine crawlers and queens. He's going for a 3rd hatchery in the back. DRG, I don't know if that's the right play here. His build order could be exceptionally effective against a 1-Rax expand or something like that, but against a 3-Rax Reaper, I feel like Byun might be anticipating this build order. DRG really needs to drop a gas. He's not doing it. I don't know how he possibly survives. DRG is going to have to do some awesome micro, using his queens, his slow zerglings, getting some magic going. Now, you might have noticed we don't have cameras today. Unfortunately, Byun has psychosomatically induced wrist pain and numbness, where he literally tenses up so much that he can't feel his hand. It goes completely numb and he can't micro. So he's, whenever he's on stage or out of his comfort zone, he basically, whenever he plays GSL, he gets it really bad. Whenever he comes to a LAN tournament, and he actually requested to have it turned off. DRG's webcam broke, and we've also got MaxPax in this group who's a child whose parents have told us, no, you can't put him on camera. Just kidding. But he's not comfortable being on camera and has never done it and has copped many fines from many tournaments for it. So we are taking it past some cameras for today as the action heats up. Notice that DRG here has not lost a unit. That's admirable. But you know what? He's mining on 1 base this whole time. This is still a disaster. I still don't know how he gets down that ramp. We've got the Reapers there. 3, 4, 5 Reapers doing what they can. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is still so scary. The Queens don't have transfuse. There's no spines here. DRG's, the Reapers can heal. The Queens will eventually heal, but they're not there yet. And oh, loses the highest energy Queen. It's a slippery slope from here. That Reaper barely surviving on 1 health. And another Queen does fall. Still, not a single Reaper has died. This might be a perfect game. A beautiful build order counter from Byun up against DRG to start the series. And he says, you guys may have nerfed the Reaper to oblivion, but if I know my Zerg opponent's going to take a greedy 3rd hatchery, I'm going to take what we call a free win. Well, that was utter domination. A perfect game, not losing a single unit, getting the win there. Shopify Rebellion's Byun in the top right. This opponent in the bottom left, Team Envy's Dongray Gu. A very famous player, started winning tournaments actually, I think back in 2011, not even 2012. I remember it was pre-Infesta age of StarCraft. And for me going into this map, I've got to say, like that last game, the moment he saw the barracks, he needed to change it up. I think he thought it was just going to be a light pressure build. And he was like, yeah, I can defend this with the 3rd hatchery. And I guarantee you that's why Byun hid the 3rd barracks in the main. He said, you think it's only 2 barracks. You don't realize I'm just going to keep building Reapers and you're going to die because if you don't build spines or roaches or ling speed or something, you'll be in trouble. Now, Byun is going to do a 2-base tank push. The reason is because this is Data C. And if the Zerg takes this 3rd or 4th, tank siege is there, Marines drop here, untenable for Zerg to defend that unless they go Roach Ravager, which kind of sucks versus the drop play that's so good on this map. So that's something where, for me, it's not even a question of will Byun do that. He loves his 2-base tank push. Now, he sometimes gets a 3rd command center down as early as 5 minutes where it's not a completely committed 2-base tank all in or anything like that, right? He'll take the 3rd, maybe 7 minutes 30, something like that behind it. But he will definitely put the pressure on very hard. Byun has an insane win rate on this map versus Zerg. You put him on Inside Out or Data C, those are his best maps. And I'm saying that using my calculator of a brain, which is, for those who don't know, I suck at maths and I'm very intuitive based in my thinking. So that's purely based off feeling. So you might as well take this as having as much authority as someone who reads tea leaves or maybe senses your aura or something like that. It's undeniable. Call me out if you want to. Comment section, Twitch chat. but I have a feeling in my guts it's true. If someone could be bothered to crunch the numbers, I'd love to actually compare my my feeling of Byun's aura to the reality, but we'll have to see how it goes. The little crab beetle there scurries away from the Reaper. And DRG confidently just goes for a third base. I think what I like here about DRG's play is he didn't play too paranoid. No drone scout early or anything like that. Wasn't too worried. Just says, okay, yeah, you got a free win, but I'm not going to go down easy. DRG is one of the oldest pro gamers in Korea, if not the oldest. He's about 36 now. Maybe 35 if memory serves. Ooh, okay, Reaper does get out. Gets itself a Zergling kill. Not a bad start. And a third command center opening. Very solid macro build for Byun. And something where on a big map like this, and when you're up a game, you're not too worried about DRG surprising you with a big Ravager Ling attack or anything like that. Ling speed is on the way now. Third Queen coming up. Love to put down a second Tumor, but with the Reaper nearby, it's very dangerous to do so. He'll probably have to move the Zerglings forward and maybe even wait for this extra Queen before he spreads the Tumors out. Personally, I would have just done an intermediate spread, just moved it to about there just to push it forward. But you can see DRG is being exceptionally cautious. The Reaper jumps into the main, does jump back down here. This creep being shepherded by those Queens. And Byun unable to find the damage that he wanted. Overlord speed on the way through DRG. Wow, that's an interesting one. Now, I said Byun was going to do a 2-base tank push, guys. Maybe I've watched too much Byun versus Solar. He does that every game versus Solar. Apparently, he's playing completely differently against DRG. I always love being wrong on my calls. The funny thing is, I sometimes see, powerless YouTube commenters or Twitch chatters get really angry that I said something and then it was wrong. And I think it's funny because then they post that and I see their words and I can sense the salt in it. And I'm just kind of like, yeah. You guys need to go watch Home Story Cup. That's my bench line for making the number of wrong assessments. As long as it's less than a couch of pro players in Home Story Cup, I am fine with it. I am totally fine with it. It's actually going to be super macro play here as well. We've got Hellions, a Viking, a Libs coming out. He's going to go Stim. I don't think Byun can really play mech, so wouldn't expect that style here. DRG does get the scout off, but it's expensive to do this. Overlord speed is not free, neither is losing an Overlord. Ah, sorry guys, I was sneezing and then I muted it and then I unmuted it. And then I muted it again because the thing, big unfortunate mistake there for Dongray Goo guys. So apologies for that muting for about 40 seconds there. He should have killed that Liberator with no damage, but having the Spore and the Queens in position was beautiful. To give you guys context, a giant explosive sneeze came out of me and I was frantically muting to stop you guys having your eardrums burst. Oh, damn. Is he going to get a second one? Byun going ham with the Aliens. He gets a second Queen there. Units lost tab looking like it is better cost for DRG, though. But the fourth is quite late, and that is a problem. His 1-1 upgrades are now started up. He's got the Evos at the third base, which is really good for making sure you lose it later on in a base trade, halfway through finishing 2-2 or 3-3. Just kidding. It's a pretty safe area here, but definitely not my favorite spot to be putting that. Byun is going second factory, so expect a fourth command center from him now as well. 7 Queens, 37 Zerglings. As the Marines come forward, 1-1, and Shields will be finishing for them, and they are going to be going towards the main base. We've got a fourth hatchery, 3/4 of the way done. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Drop in the main. Lings are going to get on top of that one. Marines starting to fall, but the Lings are falling much faster. A messy fight for DRG. And a good trade for Byun. Comes in the front, but that scan unable to capitalize. DRG keeping his creep far forward, and he's sitting on 70 workers. Now that's interesting, because his 4th is up, but he's not droning it. And you can see that he's actually only got 4 extractors, so he's only mining gas at a very medium rate. That's going to give him a lot more minerals for queens, zerglings. He'll be able to massling Bane in a really big way, but the thing is, if you're not building more workers, more gases, I mean, you're not able to really go to Hive or 4 gas. You're going to need a lot more than that. It does give you a bigger army. To really use that, though, you want to backstab. You want to go kill Byun's 3rd or 4th. Byun is going up to 8 barracks right now. He's moving forward in the middle with a Biomine army. And, ooh, nice focus fire. Gets a bunch of those Banelings and picks up. We're starting to see that famous Byun efficiency. Just the Marine focus fire looking so good for him. But DRG has been focused. His creep is spreading in the middle and on the south side at the same time. His infestation pit's on the way, so DRG might just play Lingbane straight into Ultra. That is not a bad style. He's running a massive Lings across the map. Byun with nothing at home. Oh my god, Byun, what the heck? How does he have so few Marines? These Lings are going to ravage this. He has to F2 the whole army home. Double drop does go into the back of the base. The Queens, the Lings, and the Spores are going to try and move over on top of that. 7 SCVs have fallen down. Byun here has saved some SCVs. That 4th command center, 99% complete. The SCV tries to get on it, but it's not able to. Oh, you could see the SCVs. Byun was clicking them on that. He wants to keep that command center up, but it does go down. He's trying to do counter damage, and it's been deflected. DRG's multitasking off the chain right now. Dude, look at that APM. 540 average APM. DRG was kind of like the original Reyna, for those who don't know. He was kind of the first guy that came along where I remember being absolutely floored by his multitasking and mechanics at the time. Back in the early days, few could match him speed for speed. But Byun right now, keeping him busy. This is a distraction that could allow the Widowmine drop to do some big boomies. One queen will fall. Other queens will finally clean it up. Widowmine drop starting to come on in. Oh, he put a Widowmine on top of the bang ledge. One on the high ground, just shoots on the Overseer. Not the best shot. The other one does finish that Overseer off at least. And the Marines in the back are cleaned up. He's diving in the front, but he does not have enough space in the medevacs for all of those Marines. He's going to run to the north side. Uh-oh. Lingbane easy going to crush this. DRG happy with that fight. Cleans up a lot of Marines and Hellbats. Looks like one Widowmine did manage to burrow in the main, but that drop is cleaned up. Tries to drop inside the main base with the Marines. Wow, that's a lot of Queen Lingbane though. If they focus the medevac, DRG is focusing them down, but Byun picks up into the healthy medevacs. And there we go. Looks like that Widowmine on the bang ledge gets another good hit there. Killing 6 drones. That was really effective actually. Finally does get cleaned up. And just keeping DRG on his side of the map is very effective. I'd like to see DRG send some Lingbane in. I feel like Byun is pinning him back, but he has nothing at home. Byun right now is doing the naked man's gambit. This is where you walk out into your front porch and start shouting aggressively at the guy who's coming in to burgle you. He's got a shotgun. You have nothing but a rolled up newspaper, and you're basically hoping that DRG stays on the defensive, because if he realizes he can go across this map, he can smash this 4th. It's only just starting to become a planetary. But Byun's taking good trades. He's got a bit of a Widowmine spread over here. He's annoying him in the top left at the same time, controlling the watchtower. DRG, he's missed that opportunity. The planetary will get up. 5th command center's on the way. We've now got a lot of Marauder production coming in, as well as +3 bioweapons. On the other side of things, adrenal glands, the second, or both Hydra upgrades should be coming in. +1 range. Yeah, both Hydra upgrades. No +3 carapace, which is the more important upgrade here. Banelings, the Lings are going to roll on. That's a lot of Marauders, but there's not many Marines. And whenever you don't have Widowmines to kill the Clump... Oh, watch out, watch out. There's a Widowmine there. Ooh, big juicy hit there for that Widowmine. A big juicy is something every Widowmine owner dreams of, hoping for those big focused shots. Viper's coming out behind this as well. DRG does need to back off. He's up on 5 bases, but on this map, it gets harder and harder. Every base you take past your 4th is so exposed. Ooh, how many Hydras was that? 5 Hydras go down. Great pickoff for Byun. Hydras are incredibly expensive units, and remember that DRG's economy has not been that big this game, even with the 4th being delayed as long as it was. As soon as it lands, Byun just covers it in mules. He's going into ghost play, and it feels like Byun has built a pretty solid lead. There's no lurkers coming in. There's none of that big game-changing tech. Oh, and DRG chases him into the crevice of death. You do not want to mess with Byun in this area of the map. What an absolute Chad gamer. Wow, that was a disgustingly good fight for him. He's still got that drop in the back. A few Lings try to run in. They ain't going to do much. The Widow Mine takes out the main clump of them. The Banelings need to hit these Marines. Good hot pickup, though. Saves most of the Marines, some of the Marauders as well. The Ling Bane chasing him off. DRG is not going to give up without a fight, but once again, dropping behind the mineral line. And the drop areas on this map, the number of these little crevices that Byun is just a master of abusing. I mean, this is just how Byun plays DRG. The moment the game gets to late game, he's just dripping, dropping all over the map. It's got to feel absolutely just frustrating as DRG, unable to get control of this, constantly pinned back with drops in the massive amounts of dead space. It's so hard to defend all those different angles. And Byun with a dominating 2-0.